Welcome back to another lesson on convergent thinking. I can think like Dudley the detective and Sybil the scientist, too. Examine attributes, classify objects, use deductive logic to determine the right answer. Fall cleaning in Sybil's lab. Late one afternoon, Dudley the detective arrived at the laboratory of his friend Sybil the scientist. He found Sybil wearing a big apron and a kerchief around her head instead of her usual white lab coat. "My goodness," Dudley the detective exclaimed. "What on earth are you doing?" "Oh, I'm just finishing up my fall cleaning," explained Sybil. "Would you like to help?" "Sure," Dudley replied. "What would you like me to do?" "I'd appreciate it if you would label these containers for me and organize them on that high shelf over there," Sybil directed as she placed an armload of containers on the counter in front of Dudley. "I use these for storing specimens as I collect them," she explained. "Just label them according to what's inside them." Then Sybil went back to dusting in another part of the laboratory. Dudley looked inside the first container. He saw that it contained a bunch of numbers. It was tagged on the outside with a big red circle that had a line through it. Dudley knew that circle. It was the international symbol for no. More numbers were listed on the tag. Dudley cleverly realized that Sybil did not want those numbers on the tag to be grouped with the numbers in the basket. Dudley tried to remember what Sybil had told him about analyzing the characteristics of things in order to help organize them. What did the numbers 22, 16, and 48 in the basket have in common that the numbers 17, 3, and 9 in the circle did not have? What do you think? That's it! Dudley realized that only even numbers were in the basket. He proudly lettered EVENNUMBRS on the label of the basket. Dudley took a look at the paper bag next. Inside it were pants, pliers, and scissors. Its circle tag read hammer and dress. This was tougher. What did pants, pliers, and scissors have in common that made them different from a hammer and a dress? What do you think? Pairs. Things that come in pairs. Dudley lettered PAIRS on the bag. You will do the other 3 by yourself. When Dudley was finished labeling the containers, he took them to Sybil, who complimented him on his useful labels. "While you were working on that," said Sybil, "I made you a little puzzle like the ones you were teaching me the other day. I know how much you like mystery puzzles, so I thought you might find this a fun way to organize the containers on the shelf in the order I want them." Dudley smiled and took the puzzle from Sybil. "Thanks, Sybil," he said. "I'm sure I can do the job for you." All right, here's Sybil's shelf. Clue number 1 says the jar is not first. So we know we can put an X in the first box. Then it says the bag is between the basket and the box. So that means there's no way that bag can be first or second. So we'll put an X in 21 and 22. Then the third clue says The B containers are not at the beginning of the shelf. So that means we can put an X in 11 and 16. Then it says the basket is in the middle. So if we know the basket is in the middle, we can put an O in 18. Oh, sorry, I forgot that because we had all of those X'd out, we could put an O in 6 also. But we can also put an O in 18 because we know that that one is in the middle. So then we can also put an O under bag because we said that one was in the middle on 24. And then the other O is going to go in 15 because remember bag was between basket and box. All right, so then the only one left is jar. We need to know that jar is second, so we're going to put an O in number 2. All right, that is all done for you. I am not going to take the time to put X's everywhere else, but hopefully that helps you with your deductive reasoning skills. All right, and now you are going to do crazy collections. More unmarked containers have been found in Sybil the Scientist labs. What should these crazy collections be labeled? So you're going to label the bag, the coffee cup, the jar, and the box. Give me different labels for each one of those. Don't forget to look at the things that are marked no. And you are also going to finish private properties. It says Dudley and Sybil really enjoy logic elimination puzzles. They decided to use a logic grid to help them determine which of the newly labeled collections belongs to which of their friends. Use the information from the clues to help label the columns and rows. Use X's and O's and the logic elimination process to solve this puzzle. All right, so you'll read through the clues. Go ahead and put all of the characters in the rows and then all of their items in the columns. Good luck.